Hello everyone and welcome back to APWC. It's been close to 10 years of The Amazing Spider-Man 2. So I decided to revisit it in order to understand whether it was wrongly judged or did it deserve the outrage. Without wasting any time, let's begin.
Ready.
Having fought Lizard in The Amazing Spider-Man, Andrew's Peter Parker is going through a lot in the sequel. He's understanding what he's capable of, mourning the loss of Uncle Ben and Gwen's father, his graduation, breakup, new arch nemesis, and also finding the truth about his parents. Just like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 3, this sequel to Amazing Spider-Man tried to rope in three major villains from the Spider-Man universe: Electro, Green Goblin, and Rhino. And that's where the problem lies. Electro was pretty well set up. Jamie Foxx's character, Max, got ample screen time, and then you see how he ends up becoming Electro. Also, the transformation from Max, who is a nobody, to Electro, who is capable of destroying everything, was showcased with finesse. But somewhere, Green Goblin didn't get a lot of time to unleash the madness. In fact, Dane DeHaan's Harry Osborn got a lot more screen time than the Green Goblin, which I found to be a big problem. I read it somewhere that the original Green Goblin vs Spider-Man fight was longer and more violent. Unfortunately, it was cut in order to keep the PG-13 rating. Whatever was cut made the Green Goblin way more scary, sadistic, and crazy. If you haven't understood, here is a small example. So, there was a scene where the Goblin is conscious when Gwen dies and laughs at Peter as he cries over Gwen's body. Then Peter almost beats the shit out of Goblin after Gwen is killed. How's that? And this is just one of the many things that were cut from the film. Anyways, moving on. Although I was freshly out of my 10th grade and had enjoyed Amazing Spider-Man 2 back then, even now, when I rewatched it, I felt it was great. I didn't have any major problems other than the ones mentioned above. So I'm assuming it definitely got some things right. Let's talk about that. Having so many subplots, still, somehow the movie manages to tie all the loose ends by adding Rhino as well. That was a boss move by director Mark Webb. The end was sort of a cliffhanger, but we very well know Spidey, being Spidey, would have defeated Rhino for sure. And this would have been a classic opening scene for the Amazing Spider-Man 3, which we will never get to see. Also, a fun fact. This movie actually shows the secret Peter's parents were hiding, which I thought was cool. And surprisingly, a better justification to how Andrew, even though bitten by a radioactive spider, could gain powers. A great plot that was not necessary, but its addition made so much sense to the story. All the scenes with Electro were a treat in the theatre. I was skeptical as I thought it would just be unbearable to see, but they managed to make it look cool and not too flashy. The opening scene is so well designed, does the job of reintroducing Spider-Man in the sequel. Also, this sequence where Gwen Stacy falls and Spider-Man tries to save her is the coolest slow-mo shot I have seen. Even though it is iconic, nothing can beat this scene from Spider-Man 2.
Just kidding.
I'll take that. That's not yours.
Hans Zimmer's score, like always, elevates the scene. I have mentioned this in my Dune 2 review as well. The I Am Spider-Man theme and Electro suit had such an amazing effect in the theatre which almost led to goosebumps, especially when the theme is played in the end. Gone, Gone, Gone by Philip Phillips has been on my playlist since 2014. What a beautiful song with such cathartic lyrics. The only thing missing was Initially, all of Spider-Man came under Sony and they were doing justice to it with Sam Raimi, Tobey Maguire's trilogy and Andrew Garfield's duology. But then they shared their rights for Spider-Man in order to connect it with the MCU. And so far, we have got 3 films with Tom Holland as Spider-Man. The only problem is in recent times they have been dishing out some abysmal content with Spider-Man's name attached to it. Like Venom, Let There Be Garbage, Let There Be Carnage, Morbius, Madam Web, and also Kraven the Hunter, which has not yet released. Also, I don't have a lot of hopes for Venom The Last Dance, to be honest. With No Way Home, they had a good chance to bring Sinister 6, but they ended up having 3 Spider-Men and 5 villains. Still, this was one of the craziest things to happen since Endgame, and I was pumped up for that. I had written a blog on No Way Home back in 2021, which you can check out. The link is in the description below. The only good thing to come out of SSU in recent times is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse. Genuinely excited to see Beyond the Spider-Verse. Recently, as a part of Columbia Pictures' 100th anniversary celebration, all live-action Spider-Man films are being re-released in theaters. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 will be re-released on May 13, 2024. Comment down if you guys want me to make a separate video for ranking all the Spider-Man films. It will be difficult, but it's a challenge I'm ready to take. Now, it's time for some trivia. This movie has a lot of Easter eggs and trivia, and covering all of them will be next to impossible. So I'll only be highlighting the ones I found exciting or interesting. Shailene Woodley was cast as Mary Jane Watson and even filmed scenes, but her role was cut from the film because the filmmakers felt there were too many characters and wanted to streamline the series. Well, I can surely understand that. To promote this film, Jamie Foxx briefly changed his Twitter username to Electro. This is Dane DeHaan's second superhero movie in which his character develops a darker side. His first one was Chronicle, released in 2012. If you guys haven't watched Chronicle, then I strongly recommend you guys to watch it. When Gwen Stacy dies, the clock tower's hand spins rapidly, landing on 1:21 AM. And according to the comic, Gwen Stacy is killed in the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 121. Wow. Amazing. The end credits tease at the cancelled spin-off film, Sinister 6. The credits show schematics of Dr. Octavius' tentacles, Rhino's armor, Vulture's wings, Kraven's logo, Green Goblin's glider, and Mysterio or the Chameleon's mask. That's it for this video, guys. Comment down your thoughts on The Amazing Spider-Man 2. And I will see you guys in the next one. और हाँ, अगर वीडियो अच्छा लगे तो सब्सक्राइब कर देना दोस्तों. मिलते हैं अगली बार. Till then, bye.